Friday. We made it through another week. I can't believe it, honestly. It feels like it was just Sunday when we said bye last time. And now we're restarting another weekend of streams. So crazy. Michael was first today. Thanks, dude. Good to see you. Welcome in. Yet it is. They are hyped for the dumplings today, as am I. Yeah, we had ground beef to use up, so I thought that we would try to make these. Which I have had the Costco version of these before, so it kind of inspired me, I will say. Hi, 7-star. Yeah, it's been a long time since you were here. Well, maybe not super long, but it always feels that way, right? Welcome back. We got Annie in here with us today. How was your week? Hi, Ninja Man. And yeah, where did July go? It's so true. How is it the 26th? That's so nuts. I don't even know what to say. You're out of everything, so it's gonna be potatoes and onions for you. That's all you're eating today. Did you just get back, when, yesterday? Or even today, maybe? That's always like the worst feeling, coming home. Well, I guess you could always like order something in if you wanted, right? I'm sure that's always an option. Just a couple days ago. We have yet to replenish all the ingredients. You're feeling real lazy. I would say this whole week. I don't know about you guys, but I was feeling so lazy this week. It's been a bit crazy, but we're hanging in there. I was really excited to stream today. This always gives me like good energy. You have leftover butter chicken to eat today? Yum! That sounds so delicious. We actually have a really nice, cool day here today. I got up and it was still raining this morning from last night, so it feels just like so nice and wonderful and fresh to be able to open the windows again, since it was like used to be so hot these past, I would say 2 weeks. We were in the 30s and then also getting covered in the wildfire smoke. So I cranked all the windows open this morning and ooh, it feels fresh inside. Nice to get some fresh air. And yeah, I had good grocery shop today. I only had to go to one store. They had all the items, even like the specialty Asian ingredients, like the wonton wrapper and the gochujang was all at the one store I always go to. It sounds nice. It is quite nice. It is quite dang nice. And yeah, guys, I don't know if you saw in my update in Discord, but like 2 of the places that we used to live, and I would say like 2 of the most beautiful places I've ever lived, are on fire right now. So I was like so sad yesterday. Even Samo, like straight up, we both like cried and like grieved a little bit over the places that like they're not gonna be the same anymore, even though they will be rebuilt and stuff like that. It's just not gonna be the same. It's not gonna have that like just kind of traditional touch, right? Everything's gonna end up being so modernized, and the little mountain town will not be what it once was. But yeah, they saved the school, the hospital, as well as the rec center, which is huge. Like those were basically the 3 biggest buildings. So I'm really happy about that, Annie. But yeah, the other place where there's a fire is in Souk. It's already at, when I read last night the update, it was at 170 hectares. And it's making its way towards our friend's property, which I am not okay with. Yeah, it is not good, Annie. Someone started it at the campground by the river, by the Souk potholes where we would always go mountain biking. It's so bad, guys. It's so dang bad. So I'm just like keeping updated with Zach and everything like that. Staying updated with all of our friends that had to leave Jasper. Like my one friend this morning, nothing left. Nothing left to her house or anything, but at least everyone got out safe. And I think that's what matters the most, right? I always just feel really bad about the animals because they don't have the same resources as us to leave somewhere as quickly, right? Same in Bulgaria. I was reading and then people were also saying like the same thing's happening in Australia. So we just got to stick together, guys. Make sure you check up on those people if they are in areas where there are fires. Offer resources if you are able to. Maybe donate to like Red Cross or whatever is supporting those people. It's important. And it's so scary. Did that happen to you too? Yet it is. Yeah, you go through your old hometown and it's just like not the same, right? Hi, Nightwalker. Because we were just there like a couple weeks ago. So it kind of is like such a weird feeling. It happens all the time, Annie. I just don't understand it. But there's that. I just wanted to update you guys because I know a lot of you were around when we used to stream when we were in Souk. So yeah, that's kind of scary. But nice thing about the internet is it's a good way for us to kind of distract ourselves from all those crazy things that are going on. So let's refocus. We are going to get into some cooking today. This weekend, we're also going to get into a little bit of sewing finally with my friend Julia. We're going to go purchase all of the materials that we will need for Sam's blanket. Thanks, Annie. Refocus, reset. That's all we can do. And this song is such a good way to do that. I love it. It's like our little stream mantra. Oh, shoot, guys. Hey, we know lots of those names. We know them. Okay, one left, I think. Maybe? Is that everyone? Okay. Welcome into the kitchen crew. What do we know? Like, at least, I would say actually all of them. DDP, HHH. We got Key VP, a lovely Ellen, B Sultan, who I don't know if he is still streaming, but he used to be a food and drink streamer, so that's awesome. And Dr. Trekkert, who is one of our resident teachers here in stream. Shout out to all the teachers. I hope you're enjoying your summer break. Okay, let's get into our menu and our recipes for the day. And yeah, we're making Korean food today, which I don't cook a lot, but it's not hard to have all the ingredients in the house to cook Korean food, I realized. So I'm excited to make 2 different Korean dishes today. One is going to be dumplings, so we'll try our hand at that. That should be fun. It is filled with some ground beef, and there's some veggies in there and a little bit of seasoning, and then they're just wrapped up in like a dumpling wrapper. You guys know what those look like, right? And the only thing you want to watch is that you get the round ones for these today, because they also have square ones, right? And then we'll learn how to fold those up properly. And then I thought it would be nice to just steam those today, since our side dish is gonna be like nice and crunchy. So we'll do our steamed dumplings and then just served with some chili garlic oil, which I already have made in the fridge. It's when we made our chili crunch, which is really delicious with like any type of Asian food, I would say. Dumplings, rice, noodles, the list goes on. So if you haven't made chili garlic oil or the chili crunch before, that recipe is in Discord if you want to check it out. And then cauliflower was on sale this week. I think I got the one head for $3.99 Canadian. So I thought that would be yummy to make a side of Korean cauliflower bites with like a sweet and spicy sort of red gochujang sauce. Looked really nummy. You'll look at the chili oil. Yeah, it's called Chili Crunch. And I was surprised actually when we made it. It was only maybe a month ago now. I can't believe how fast time goes. But yeah, maybe about a month ago we made it. And it was so easy. I thought it was going to be a lot more in depth. Okay, I'm just checking out the cauliflower because this looks interesting to me. Actually, both of the recipes. What the heck? How come the dumpling recipe's not opening for you? Me. Lil? I don't know. Guys, can anyone else report? Is the stream lagging? Or is it just Lily? Uh-oh. Okay, let me try and retry this recipe for the dumplings, guys. The webpage just won't open. Maybe there's something wrong with the link? Uh-oh. No legs. Hi, Mish. Thanks for the 1 bit.ly, as well as Annie with the 999. Where was our alert box on that? Am I crazy or did nothing happen when we did bits? Great week otherwise, Boris, for sure. Vacating for a few days at the sea. Beautiful. Arrived Wednesday, not wanting to leave come Sunday. For sure, that's how it goes. Hey, it always goes so fast. And then you're never ready to leave. Misha's asserting her dominance. Okay, let me retry this link. Okay, we're back. I think I shortened the link too much. Let me just fix it quickly in Discord. Weird. It's literally the same one. How does that make sense? It was just the web page was lagging? Okay, we'll go with that, guys. Oh my goodness. Mish, what are you doing? I thought you were somewhat civilized. What are they teaching you in prison? Okay, let's go over also what we're making today, right? Because I said I don't really cook Korean food, so let's also learn a little bit of history around the dishes, mostly the dumplings. I don't know if there's really a history around the cauliflower bites. Do. Okay, maybe I won't find anything. It just says history on Bulgogi. History on Bulgogi. Maybe same but different. It's so good in the summertime, right, Annie? The spicy food. I mean, even in the winter too, because it heats you up. But there's something magical about spicy food in the summer. It like cools you off. Okay, so we'll learn what bulgogi is and then try to imagine it in like a dumpling form, I would say. Bulgogi, a classic Korean dish of thinly sliced and marinated beef, is a staple of Korean households, just as meatballs and spaghetti are to Italian Americans. Bulgogi eaten over rice or even wrapped in lettuce is an ubiquitous meal in seemingly every Korean cook's repertoire and deeply ingrained in Korean culture. Okay, I didn't actually know that. According to the peer-reviewed Korean journal, the dish's origins stretch back to the Goguryeo era. I hope I said that right. 37 BC to 668 AD. The evolution of a kebab-like skewered meat preparation called makjok. I hope I said that right too. I am not Korean myself, so I'm doing my best here. Bulgogi. Bulgogi. It's definitely not bulgogi. Bulgogi. Is it G? Bulgogi? Maybe we should learn. Do I have to look up the pronunciation? Okay, so that says the short version, because there's like quite a bit of writing here that I'm just skimming over. The short version of the history. Oh, I don't know what you're saying anymore, Annie. The history of Bulgogi. I hope I'm saying it right. I'm gonna have to look this up. Started in the 1920s onwards when beef became commercialized and more widespread. I'm accenting the middle. I'm just gonna Google it real quick. Maybe this is why I've never been good at like learning languages. Ready, guys?
Bulgogi.
Bulgogi. Bulgogi. Is that not what it is? I swear that's what I'm saying. Bulgogi. Find a Korean? Oh no. Bulgogi. They kind of spell it like pool, go, and gi. The B is almost often pronounced like a P, they say. Bulgogi. Interesting. Well, now we know that. Annie still says it's wrong though, I think. And that's okay too. Maybe we are. Okay, so bulgogi is actually an umbrella term for two slightly different dishes that emerged. One that's brothy, and then one that's roasted over a grill. The dish's prominence waned. Don't do this to me, webpage, when they like randomly move because of the ad. The dish's prominence waned during the era of Japanese rule, 1910 to 1945, during which serious beef shortages sent prices skyrocketing. But most experts agree that by the 1990s, bulgogi has rebounded and was collectively regarded as the most popular food in Korea. For later? Okay, I'll open it in my webpage. It was you, Lil? Thank gosh. Ah! How did I knew that was gonna happen? Lil's back, guys. Nobody worry, okay? Okay, that's a good enough history on bulgogi. I'll never say it the same again. It's ruined. I'm not gonna say it at all anymore. I don't know what to do. Okay. Going back to our recipe on the dumplings, now that we know what the base of it is, I guess. Just make the go short and you'll have it. Bulgogi. I can't make it any shorter. Okay, it's a Korean dumpling recipe featuring juicy ground beef. It was perfect. Yes. Yes. Coming from a teacher, that means a lot, you know? Okay, so ground beef, hearty vegetables. I really like it because there's like carrot in there for sweetness. And then some sweet and savory bulgogi flavor. It's inspired by Costco's, this is a brand, Babigo Mandu. If you guys have ever seen these at Costco, they're a frozen section little dumpling. They're actually not bad. This is actually how I knew about these. I was like, oh, I've seen this word before. The only difference is that the Costco version has glass noodles in it. So it's like those clear noodles made out of beans. And then they just chop them up and then mix them into the mixture. But I'm not gonna put that today because honestly, I didn't love that texture. I'm more of just like a veggie and beef filling sort of dumpling person. I don't love the noodles in there because I feel like the wrapper is enough starch. Hi Scoots, how's it going? Has anyone had these before? They look so easy to make. Really excited. Okay, so Mandu is the Korean word for dumplings. Typically, they're made from glutinous rice flour wrappers and filled with various meats. They can be steamed, boiled, baked, or even fried. And then each cooking method obviously results in a slightly different taste, texture, as well as name. That's cool. You're on lunch watching me. Oh yeah, the Olympics are starting today, guys. Glutinous rice has no gluten, so works for you. Yes. I did not get the glutinous rice wrappers. But let me know, Annie, if you're ever able to find them. So far, so good, Scoots. It's been kind of a crazy week, but excited to get back into streams. Nice and cool here today, so I'm gonna go for a walk outside later. Hello! Is that how you were saying it, Cami? I love it. Welcome in. Yeah, H Mart. I was too lazy to go to the Asian market today. So I just got the round dumpling wrappers instead. You actually made it last night. Great minds think alike. What can I say? Cheyenne Frontier Days have been going on. Oh, fun. Actually, same here. We call it, well, it used to be called Klondike Days because once upon a time there was a gold rush here. So they kind of do it based on that. But yeah, every night at 10:45, they have to set off the fireworks. Fun tier days. Okay, so the meat in these dumplings, it says, is usually seasoned with soy sauce, sugar, sesame, garlic, and other ingredients. Yum. And like I said, if you don't want to make these today, just go to Costco and buy them. They're not bad at all. It's crazy during that week there. The largest outdoor rodeo in the world? What? I want to come experience that. I've been to a couple rodeos in my life. I grew up in the prairies. Kame fried egg on top of the bulgogi with garlic chips, green onion, and chili oil was chef's kiss. Yeah, you need that. And like the garlic chip, green onion, and chili oil with the egg. Just that by itself. Top tier. Okay, I like this recipe because they linked, they linked photos showing how to fold the dumplings in a couple different ways. And then we'll be using the bamboo steamer basket to cook ours today. You could also air fry them if you wanted them crispy. Cool. Do I have access to black sesame seeds? I do. I have both white and black sesame seeds in the house. There's just something about the mixture of the two. It will like elevate any dish. It's like, oh, your food looks kind of ugly. Oh, just sprinkle some sesame seeds on top. Pro tip. Okay, so that's the dumplings. Basically, the gist of it is, it says prep the veggies. We can just put it all in the food processor. Fun. Or she says you can just chop it with a knife too. Totally up to you. And then we'll make our filling. So we don't even cook the veggies at all for the dumpling filling. I thought maybe we would cook some of the veggies first and then mix it with the beef after, but that is not the case. So raw veggies mixed with your beef and the other seasonings. And then we just set up our dumpling assembly station. So that's a pretty easy one, right? You got your first batch of zucchini this week. Are you just growing like plain old green? Or you got some more fancy type of varieties, Scoots? Zucchini boats are always yummy. Like scoop out where the seeds are and then fill it with cherry tomatoes and feta. And then drizzle with olive oil and balsamic and some herbs and salt and pepper. And then just bake them in the oven till it's done. I said it, Mish. I said it. Okay, so dumplings. And no, we're not putting feta with the Korean food today. So we'll do our filling. Assemble. How long do these steam for? Steam for 10 minutes. Easy. I think the cauliflower will take longer to cook than that, so we'll probably end up doing that first. Your dad and his wife were growing a ton of tomatoes this year, and the deer ate all of them, ripe and unripe alike. That is odd. That is an interesting one for sure. I would not assume that they would eat the unripe tomatoes, but I guess, right, if they eat other green vegetation. That's so sad, Annie. Deer are so bad. Deer can be terrible. You remember how it was on the island, how much fencing we had to have around the garden. Your mom made fried zucchini for the first time in a while, and it was heaven, so good. How do you just make the fried zucchini? Like just pan fried, you're saying? Or is it something special? Because like you literally wait all season, all of the effort that you put into the plant to have it grow food for you, and then the animal gets there first. So sad. All right, our cauliflower. We need, obviously, our cauliflower cut into florets. Do we want to bake or fry these today? This is how we make these cauliflower bites. Is first we make our gochujang sauce and just set it to this side, and then you make this like yummy batter with some flour, cornstarch, baking powder, and salt. And because of the water content, I thought maybe it would be interesting to use a little bit of the sourdough starter, because that's just flour and water too. So I've seen people use sourdough discard, and it really helps to crisp stuff up. Why not both? Why not? That really is the question, hey? Like you're saying, do some fried and some baked? Tried them in the air fryer because it was super hot and it wasn't bad. Okay, so you flour, egg wash, panko, and then pan fry zucchini like that. Yum, that'd be so good. Annie, you don't even try to have a garden at your house with all the rabbits around. You could share, trust. You just have to have a lot of netting and other stuff, which can be annoying, I suppose. It's true. But we have to share with the animals too, right? Like we're also living in their area. Did you know that Better Botter bought a bit of Better Butter? Yes. I haven't read that one in forever. Okay, so let's do our gochujang sauce. That way all the flavors can come together as we work on the other ingredients. We will cut up the cauliflower. Make the batter that we need for it. And then we just coat it in some panko breadcrumbs. So I'll take those out because I always just keep them in the freezer. I think that should be enough. Should be enough. And there's that. And then obviously we will just dredge the cauliflower. Okay, it looks like when they fried the cauliflower, if we want to do that, she really just set up like a deep fryer. I don't know if I feel like deep frying today. Looks like we can't do a shallow fry though. But then the baking options she said, which I don't know if this would even work. I'd probably go higher temp. She said oven to 350 Fahrenheit only, but then for 35 to 40 minutes until crisp. And so one thing I have read this week, because I made my clients on Tuesday, I made them like some panko crispy fish tacos. And in the recipe, if you're going to bake whatever your like crispy breaded thing is, and you want it to be more crispy, is you can toast your panko crumbs first in the oven to get them more golden brown. And then you could also mix them with a little bit of oil as well, so that when you bake them, you have that little bit of oil content in the crumbs, and it will kind of fry your item as it bakes instead. So I think we should try that today. Hi, Goat Farmer Bluesy, welcome in. If only I had access to Kerrygold butter, guys. And then the other part of baking these is, like I said, I think we'll go hotter temp on the oven. Let's say closer to like 400 Fahrenheit. And probably 15 to 20 minutes. Rather than 35 to 40. Costco carries, what is it? Scotadakis brand grass-fed organic butter. That's like $9 a pound or something. They make yogurt as well. Scotadakis? It's like a Greek brand here in Canada. They make a really nice thick yogurt, but then I guess they also have started to make other dairy things. And guys, I just have some beef stock cooking on the stovetop back there. Hanging out. Okay, this is how I think the day's gonna go. We'll make our gochujang sauce. We'll cut our cauliflower up. And then we'll probably move over to making the dumplings so that those are ready to just steam. And then we will finish with our cauliflower, batter it, dredge it, and then get it ready for the oven. Yeah, that's right. Goat Farmer Bluesy. If you need goat things, probably just contact them, maybe? I don't know how they sell their items. Okay, actually, let me bring up this recipe so I can see the ingredients we need for our gochujang sauce. Hi, very powerful nerd. How are you doing? I got a fresh container of gochujang today. And I was actually happy. It was like $3 off. On sale. I'll take it. I also need ketchup. There's a little water. We use maple syrup for sweetener. I thought that was nice. Soy sauce, rice vinegar, some fresh garlic, minced. Yum. Garlic up our life. This is the last of this good stuff, so we'll dig that out. And then some cornstarch. So because of the cornstarch, I'm going to say that this is going to be cooked. Will have to be thickened. Maybe not, actually. Oh, sorry. Yeah, they do. Why do they only... So they make this sauce, but then they don't heat it up until later on? They just add everything into the pan with the sauce. Right before we eat, obviously, so it doesn't get soggy. Makes sense, honestly. So maybe we'll make it in, like, our nice little cast iron pan. Our sauce pot with a lid. I feel like everything just gets added into this pan. So let's do that. That, I'm only missing the rice vinegar and soy sauce. Okay. So you could probably use any type of vinegar. A lighter one, obviously. See if I can get anything out of this rice vin. Otherwise, I'm just gonna use a little bit of white vinegar. I think they even said you could switch it out. Hi, Gaffle Bitters. Welcome in. No, it's not easy to send food stuff, is it, Goat Farmer? I've learned that over the years. You like the taste of Korean food, but when it comes to dumplings, you kind of hate the texture and filler. It makes you a pure meat and or veg filling, no starches like noodles or rice inside. I said the exact same thing as we were reading through this recipe. Because the Mandu that I've had before had glass noodles in with the meat and veggies, and I thought that was weird. So I said today we're not gonna do that. Hi, Mr. Redbeard. How are you doing, dude? How's the summer going? You gardening? Doing fun stuff like that? Hi, White Dove as well. Everyone's just rolling in. On this lovely Friday. Okay. It just says mix all the sauce ingredients together. Adjust to your desired taste if you want to add more of something or whatever. Let's get some spoons out. And then I think we'll just use a little whisk to bring it all together. So it says 1 to 2 tablespoons of gochujang. So this is Korean red pepper paste. And like the spice level of this is not insanely spicy. Where like if you use it you can't taste anything else. I find it's quite nicely balanced between being like floral and spicy, but that's how it looks. It's quite dark and then it has this nice sheen. You're on an acreage now? I was actually gonna ask you if you were still in the city. You moved to Ontario and bought a farm? Dude, we're taking a road trip out to see Sam's parents in southern Ontario. Maybe your place will be along the way. We're leaving on the 9th. So let me know. Should come visit. Okay, let's do this. Right near London? Oh, maybe that's doable then. And then I'm gonna keep this plastic on because I find when you take it off, it just dries out so much in the container. So let's just seal it back up like that. That's so exciting though. Like what a dream. Buying an acreage. Getting the heck out of this city. Gaffle bitters, dumplings are good and bad. Egg rolls quite often. One bit bring out all the stuff in. Yeah. One bite of an egg roll and all the stuff comes out. So sad when that happens. Or yeah, some other people, like their filling of the dumpling is really like kind of pasty or mushy. You've never had it? Yeah, and you're curious how spicy it is? Like, I want to dip my fingers, see. It's like salty and sweet. And then it starts to go on your tongue, but like more on like the middle of your tongue. Not the back or the tip where it just like keeps building up the heat. And like the heat is already dissipating in my mouth. That's how quick the heat goes away when you use gochujang. It's nice because you're able to keep eating the dish without being like, oh my god, it's so hot. Okay, 1/3 cup of ketchup. It's like almost the same amount of gochujang that we added. I'm just gonna eyeball this, guys. 3 acres? That's a good amount. Okay, next. 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, or they said other sweetener. Really, Scooter, trying to find this in your town is rough. I actually didn't know if I was going to be able to find it at my regular store today, but somehow I lucked out. I was pretty impressed, actually. A teaspoon only of rice vinegar or distilled white vinegar. So just a little bit of acid. Something sour to balance this out. Look at the mother there, guys. How do I make more rice vinegar if I have the mother? Do I just have to boil rice, make rice water, strain it, and then add it to the bottle? I need to look this up. Okay, next one for some saltiness. A tablespoon of soy sauce. Yeah, a small step up from a city lot. This is a smaller spoon, so I might overflow it a bit. Like that. Or tamari, yeah, if you're gluten-free like Annie. Exactly. And yeah, this could be gluten-free if you used the Mandu wrappers for the dumpling, because they're made from glutinous rice flour. Okay, we're only missing a little bit of water, which I would say add now before we add the cornstarch. 1/2 cup. And then we're just going to mince some garlic. No, it doesn't have gluten, but the wrappers that I'm using today do. But there's something called glutinous rice flour that some people will get confused because it sounds like it has gluten, but it actually doesn't. That's sprouting. That's gone. Oh no, that whole one is too. It's okay, guys. Don't worry. I bought more garlic today. I just wanted to see what we're working with here. So they said 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. 2 teaspoons worth. Maybe we'll do this small one too. Save that one. Actually, there might be a couple other salvageable pieces in there. Oh no! But this is getting old. This garlic. I'm really impressed that it is still good. Let's just say that. Good quality. Hi, lovely Ellen. Yeah, you got a gift subby today. One of the lucky ones. Isn't gluten part of grain? How can a grass like rice have gluten? Guys, it doesn't. I didn't mean to confuse you. I was just trying to simply say that the words sound the same, so some people get confused and think that glutinous rice has gluten when it does not. Started keeping your whole garlic in the freezer so it doesn't go bad as fast. Then just pull the heads out as you need them. And so, Scoots, when you do that, it doesn't get mushy or anything like that. Oh, we gotta trim this up. It's okay. It's okay to be confused. I just don't want to give you guys misinformation. Press this. You were also confused, Annie, when you started your gluten-free adventure. It can be really confusing when you have to all of a sudden change your diet like that. Trust, I've been there. I don't know if we need the garlic press again, so just leave it on the side for now. Okay, we just need the cornstarch now. 1 tablespoon, and I will measure that out. That will be smart to do. Thanks, Ellen. I hope the same for you. Nice that you popped by today. I always get excited when the people we know get gifted subs. Oh. Corning starch. So here's this. And actually, I think we're gonna whisk this up smooth first and then add the cornstarch so that it doesn't go lumpy, just in case. The smarter move would have been me just mixing the cornstarch with the water. Slurry. Yep. You prefer it lumpy? No, you don't, silly. You're usually always here, sometimes just can't chat though, and I appreciate you. Our little sneaky lurkers. Okay, that looks pretty dang good. Once we put this on the heat as well, it will mix up smoother too. And that is why there is water in this recipe, is because they add the cornstarch to thicken this sauce. And then when we use a cornstarch slurry like this to thicken a sauce, this is what helps keep it nice and clear. It's not gonna go cloudy compared to when you use a flour and butter, a roux, to thicken your sauce. They're not lumps, they're flavor crystals. Oh, nice, Scooter. I will click on that. Okay, so that's done. Should we cook it now and then just set it aside? I don't know what to do. Maybe it's a bit too early? I don't know why they would wait until later on to cook it. Hi, Greek! It already looks good. Thanks, dude. Okay, wait. This link. This link. Copy. Thanks, Scooter. I appreciate you. Paste. Boom. How to freeze whole garlic cloves. I love this. Because I was thinking of buying another one of those big bags from Costco. But a little worried that maybe I wouldn't use it all up in time. So you peel it all first. It kind of split it up because there was a comma. It's okay though. I got it. Last days of summer? No way, don't say that. There's a raid incoming? No! No! We're terrified. Please. Annie's making us like the summer's going by already. Don't even say that. Only 3 weeks left for you though. Okay, that is going quick. Like you're gonna be going back to school when we're gonna be like on our road trip. What? What? That's not so. Okay, what's next? We're cutting our cauliflower up. Annie is enjoying his break. Don't make him go anywhere, Greek. We don't get enough of him in our lives. Throughout the rest of the year. He just got back. He just got back from seeing family. Nice fresh cauliflower just bought today. I'm so excited for this. He wasn't lying. He wasn't lying. Hello, everyone. We were warned. We were warned by someone sneaky that there would be a raid. Welcome in from John's stream. What did he get up to today? Thanks for giving a shout out as well. Happy Friday, everyone. We made it through another week of life, living. We are getting into prepping some of our cauliflower bites. Making some Korean food today. It's nice and cool outside, so it's good for cooking. Welcome, welcome in, everyone. I know some of these names. High Luminology, Lockjaws, Welsh Dragon Vapor, Goat Farmer, Faceplant Kagers. I don't know this guy. Willie Do It and Betty Don't. I remember you from last time. Hi John, CMDR Woof, and Darkest Nights. He made knives. Shocker? Nope. That's like when you guys come here, it's like, oh, Kate's cooking? What the heck? So if you want to check out, here's our menu and recipes for the day. I think it's going to be pretty simple and easy. I'm really excited to try. Both of these recipes are new to me. So let's get back into it. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. And if you haven't yet from John's stream, make sure you join our Discord. If you also like to cook, that's where all of our recipes are at, from like 6.5 years worth. You love knife makers, so satisfying. Yes, right? I can imagine I would get into that if I was taught, for sure. Okay, let's get into this cauliflower. I'll kind of show you guys how to get this core out the best way. And it really just kind of includes cutting around it at an angle with your knife. Slow and controlled. And kind of rock back and forth, and then we turn it. And then these leaves will fall at the same time, usually. And then maybe just one more. And then we should be able to just twist this out. Like that. Check that out. And like I said, all of this stuff's gonna fall off at the same time. And then we just have to clean up a little bit of the rest of the cauliflower. This looks so good. Really, really fresh. Probably the freshest cauliflower I've had in a long time. And I honestly don't know why they don't market these leaves to be eaten. Like they always just cut it off, because I'm quite sure that this is all edible. Would be nice and crunchy, almost like how we eat collard greens and stuff like that. Almost a waste in my mind. Yeah, purple cauliflower is beautiful. What else? I've also seen yellow. Okay, and then from here, we can also just split it even farther and then start to cut it down into nice little bite-sized pieces for our cauliflower bites. I might save a little bit of this just on the side to not turn into cauliflower bites because there's quite a bit here. Sometimes I like to just eat raw cauliflower with dip. That's actually true. I've noticed that with purple cauliflower, it doesn't have as much flavor as the other colors. Which you would think it would have more with the pigment of it, right? This is nice and sweet, I will say. And I'll usually keep the stems to munch on, or we can put them in a soup or use it in a broth, something like that. I don't usually just throw those in the garbage. Just whatever came from the core, that's it. Start divvying this up. I don't want to go too small on the cauliflower pieces, but you also don't want to go too big either, where it's hard to eat. They're called cauliflower bites because you can usually eat them in one bite. Yeah, good one actually. You could use this part of the stem in soup instead. Simmer it in some broth. Is that okay? Maybe. And then just blend it up after. Yum. You're familiar with that Greek? That's cool. Who we got? Lomi Love? Thanks for the follow. Welcome in. What's happening here? I'm like strategically cutting these pieces to not get too much cauliflower dust all over the board. Should we just put this in a bowl as we go along? Luna SD Cat? Thanks for the follow. Welcome. You're doing fantastic. That's great to hear. Trim up this again. Same with the other side, it looks like. Nice. Sometimes you'll luck out and you'll just get the pieces already perfectly sized for you. Don't even have to cut them. Who's had a version of cauliflower bites before? I know they're pretty popular if you're vegan or vegetarian as an option instead of chicken wings sometimes. But I've never been the person that ordered that from a restaurant. Probably because I've just never had to, right? Like I'd rather just have chicken wings or something like that. But I'm excited to try it at home. Annie, imagine inventing, because like look at this. A cauliflower or even broccoli, a cutting technique that doesn't produce any of this stuff. What are we supposed to do with it? Just put it in this other pile for the soup, I guess. Okay, we'll probably cut this up, but then we'll save this other chunk. Depends on how the garden produces. If you have extra cauliflower, you're saying you'll make it often. That's cool. I've never grown cauliflower myself. Hi, Katniss. How's your week going? That one was huge. Maybe I'll cut it in half. Nice. Ah, then it just fell apart anyways. Sometimes you can't win, guys, and that's okay. Yeah, usually like any of the brassicas like that. Ugh, the cabbage moths. Those were the worst on the island. Almost got no Brussels sprouts. You're glad to be home on a Friday afternoon, Kat, right? How nice is that? We don't always get that in our life. Your best friend used to love cauliflower, AM, until he was wrongly accused. What? That's crazy. I couldn't read all of that because of the one word, but what the heck? Was that actually from a show or what is it? Shawshank Redemption. Oh, another movie reference just over my head. It's okay, guys. I'm glad that at least some of you understood it. Okay, that is like one bowl of cauliflower. Good enough for me. It's just me at home right now. No one else I can pawn off my leftovers to. It's just me. But Samuel's already been at work for over a week, so that's really good. The time's flying. He has a interview set, I believe, for next week, he said. For hopefully a new position. Let's put in this cauliflower chunk away. Will it fit in here? Yes. It's hard to grow where you are, Luna, because of the extreme heat. Do you have to start them in the house in January? That's crazy. I've never really lived anywhere in extreme heat, I guess we could say. Okay, one more thing to pack up. These little end bits. I have had such a craving for pierogies lately. For probably like 2 or 3 months now, Kat. And every time I see someone mention eating them, I'm always like, I gotta make these. Or I gotta go like get some, but then I never do. Maybe I should go with my bro to the Ukrainian sausage house next week. We'll go for lunch or something. It's time. Probably no one is old enough to get the reference. Lick a lolly. I feel like I've heard that before, Annie. But I don't know what it would be referring to. Okay, we cut our cauliflower up. Next one. We are getting into our dumpling filling. Fun. It's a song from Electric Company. I don't know if I've ever heard of that band. Cat, only 5K, more pots and pans, and then you could redeem pierogies. That's not too bad. Okay, we need onion, carrot, green onion, garlic, ginger. Onion, carrot, green onion, garlic, ginger. Back to the garlic, see? Let's see what we can salvage from that. We got farm carrots, so our filling might be more yellow. And then they said you could either cut this stuff up or put it in a food processor. Up to you. Annie, it was a kid's show, not a cartoon. Maybe that's enough ginger. Let's see what we need. A 1/2-inch nub. That's more than we need, and I'm okay with that. Some Green onion. Just gonna keep that up. 2 to 3, they say. These are quite large, so I'll just roll with that amount. And then they said only about 1 pound of ground beef. I almost said green beef. Like green beans. If your beef is green, don't use it, okay? So now we're gonna prep all this stuff for the food processor, which means we don't have to like cut it too fine, right? Because the food processor is gonna do most of the work for us. That. Nice. Okay, we got those, and then this one is the ugliest. Is there any garlic cloves in here that didn't sprout? Beef is always green in prison. What did they do to it, Mish? 3 to 4 cloves of garlic. Here we measure with our hearts, so we're gonna do that amount. We didn't need that. Green eggs or ham are safe though, yes. I mean, they didn't write a book about it for nothing. Mish, ow! A barracuda? Man, that'll get you. Guys, it was really cute this week because I'm going into my 9th week now cooking for my clients, which is crazy also. Where did the last 2 months go? So I thought I would ask them if they had any cravings for stuff that they were feeling this next week coming up. And first off, they said no, but then the next day when I went to work, cooked for them, they said, or at least the guy said, that he wants some spaghetti and meatballs again. I believe that's what I cooked for them the first ever week. I did the roasted garlic meatballs and homemade tomato sauce and spaghetti and garlic bread and Caesar salad. So I kind of laughed. Like, I expected him to maybe request something that I haven't made yet. But the fact that he wanted me to make something I already made them makes me so happy. And there is something pretty comforting about that. Like, I've definitely learned over these last 8 weeks that they love Italian food the most, which works good for me because I am very good at cooking Italian food. Let's just peel up our ginger a little bit with our paring knife. So I always try to make them like 1 pasta dish a week. Usually 1 week it'll be baked and then the next week it's not, and I'll just like make a homemade sauce to toss the pasta in. It's been so fun though, I have to say. I'm glad it's still working out. How come when you slaughter and skin a chameleon, the meat is only one color? What? Oh my god. That's like a Discovery Channel question. Okay, I'm only peeling what I need of the ginger. They said 1/2 inch. I'm going with a whole inch nub because I love ginger. And it's really good for you. This looks nice and fresh. So just do some thin slices of that for the food processor to help it get through those thick fibers. You're in an Australian prison? The truth finally comes out. Let's get into our green onions. Phenomenal green onions. I went to a different location of the grocery store that I typically shop at today. Just because in case I had to go to the Asian store after. And I will say I'm probably just gonna shop at that one from now on. I keep figuring out which one is the best location. This one used to suck because they were like brand new before when we started shopping there and everything was always unorganized. But now it seems like they got everything good and organized. So I'm gonna go back there. What up, Blue Blue? Okay, that's good with that. They said half of an onion, but this is one of the biggest onions I've ever bought, so we'll probably do like a third of it. You finished your web app? Time to party. Heck yes. It's Friday. The roots and tops would have gone into your veggie broth. Ooh, that's actually smart. Smart idea. I should have put it into the beef broth that I have on the stove. But just be careful with the roots of green onion. Make sure you wash them really good, because sometimes here at least they're quite dirty. Okay, rough chop this, and then next, it says 2 to 3 carrots. Michael, thank you, my dude, gifting a sub to our community. We can welcome someone new in. I don't think they've ever been here before. Welcome in, Luna. Thanks for being here today. Thanks, Michael, for bringing someone new to our community. Okay, we're gonna do a mix of the orange and yellow carrots from the farm. Only have a couple left. It's okay though, because I'm going back to the market tomorrow to get probably more carrots and then my typical tomato and cucumber. I gotta grab some eggplant to make our caponata this weekend. Usually I don't like to peel the farm carrots, just wash them rather. So do whatever suits you. But I think since this is getting pulsed in the processor, you're not really gonna tell if there was skin on or not. Just wash off the really bad blemishes. And obviously if there's dirt, don't get carried away. That was a good one, Annie. I like it. AM, you're my favorite. Up here in Canada, partying needs BC buds and a bottle of Crown. CR, if you're a true Canadian. That's all you have to say. And it is known. Done. Tip and top them. What's Cat discovering? What's Cat discovering? Okay. I don't like to cut carrots usually when they're round like this. It's scary, so just cut it in half and then we'll chunk those up. There isn't cabbage in here. which is a pretty typical filler for most other varieties of Asian dumplings. This one's just carrot and onions and garlic. Your one-liners, Annie. Tippy Canoe and Tyler too. What? It reminds me of like Leroy and Leroy or something. That's a parody that we have up here in Canada. I don't know if anyone's ever seen it online on social media. I'm here, my name's Leroy and I'm here with my brother Leroy. It's bad. But so good at the same time. Okay, I just had to move that over to make room for the food processor. You should look it up. All they do is go to hilarious Canadian towns and like make fun of the signs and stuff. They are both the same cat. That should direct you to the same page. Okay, let's dig this beast out. Haven't used it in a while. The robot coupe. I don't know if we just, I think, blitz the veggies, but then just pour it into a bowl with the ground beef. Greek, you need me to look up Leroy Jenkins? Is what you're saying? From the page, can you then choose to donate the trip versus groceries? No, because, yeah, the trip is in bits. And then the tip is for the groceries. I've been told, actually, to watch Kids in the Hall. I should probably do that. Maybe we'll download it for our trip. I think Annie's even told me to watch this, if I'm not wrong. Just if I want to find out what Leroy Jenkins was. Well, I've heard of that saying. Leroy Jenkins. If that's what you're referring to. This is a lot of veggies, guys. That's deceiving. You can say the dumplings are pretty healthy then, right? It's got the veggies, the meat, and then the starch is the wrapper. And then we have even more veggies with the side of cauliflower. Okay, wipe this too. I did a nice wash and reseal on my cutting board this morning. She was getting a bit dried out. Wait, that was... Isn't that World of Warcraft? It's true, actually, now that you say it. Annie? Because I've heard or seen Sam show me stuff about it. And yeah, Greek, we are sad. I definitely cried yesterday, and so did Sam. I cried because that's what healthy adults do. That's how you regulate your emotions. You can still show up for others. Okay, just scraping the side and then we'll go again. Maybe we can find some pics to put on Discord from there. I was looking through some of mine over the years. I can put some if you guys want. Up to you. Like they said they're gonna rebuild. It's only, they were estimating 30 to 50% structural loss. But still, like we talked about at the beginning of stream, we just all know that it's not gonna be the same when it's rebuilt. It's actually a national park as well as World UNESCO Heritage Site. So that's why it's more of a big deal than a lot of the other fires around. Yeah. And that's actually the first place I ever lived. After moving away from home, I went to work there with Sam at a lodge that he was working at, and I worked there like throughout the summer and the fall, and then after that we moved to Vancouver to open the brew pub. So it's a pretty special place to both of us. It's really sad. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, like my one friend Jamie gave an update on Facebook this morning. She got out with her 2 dogs, luckily, but she doesn't have anything to go back to. I can't even imagine how that would feel. Let's get a pretty big bowl, I would say, because we need to mix the beef in too. This looks good though. That really made it easy, hey? Just put it in the food processor. And that way I find when you do it like this, everything is pretty consistent in size. I'll have to wipe this off. Rather, if we tried to cut it all even by hand, it just wouldn't be the same. It's nice and fine, kind of mulched up. Your school was a designated UNESCO World Heritage Site? Well, the downtown campus? That's so cool, Annie. It's a special place. Like one of the bike rides I've gone on in Jasper before, my friend took me on it because he lived there for a long time in his life, so he knew all the places to go, right? I think it was around a 40-kilometer trip total, like there and back. But along the bike ride, you get to visit the first ever like lodge that was built in the area in like the 1900s. It's still standing, so that was so cool to just experience. Because yeah, you have to bike a far way or like hike in to get to it. I liked it as much as I was like really pooped after because it was a hard ride. So nice. Oh, the Liberty Bell. Okay, so here's our ground brisket. This is from the flat of the brisket. You guys remember last weekend when we had that to use? So I ground up the rest of the flat, got 2 packs of beef like this. Open it up and get that in there. I mean, knowing Jasper and the people that live there and are running the municipality, I think you're right, Greek. As much as we all think that maybe it won't be what it was, I don't think they'll let it be anything other than what it already was. Because, like, the mayor has lived there for so dang long. I don't think he'd let the government just, like, turn it into something else. Like, people are like, oh, what if it turns into, like, a resort town or something like that? I hope not. Right. Like, one thing in Canada, or Western Canada, if you ever go to Jasper or Banff, is it's kind of known that Jasper is for the locals and the Albertans, and then all the tourists always just go to Banff instead, which is why it's always so busy. That would be so cool, Kat. Yeah, the old blueprints. Okay, we got our veggies. We got our beef. Should we kind of mulch this up together first before adding the seasonings? I don't want to over mix it either, though. It just says transfer the veggies to a bowl, add the ground beef, and then add all the seasonings. Okay, sounds good to me. So we need our soy sauce again. I'll go grab that. Brown sugar, I'm gonna use coconut sugar. And then just some sesame oil. And I think it says a little bit of beef broth. So I might just scoop a little bit from that pot I have on the stove top. I should do that now so it can cool off a bit, actually. A 1/4 cup of beef broth. I'm not saying it's the best beef broth I've ever made, but it is homemade. It's been simmering for 3 hours. Okay, there it is. We'll let it cool. It's pretty clear because it's mostly just the trim from the brisket, but that's okay. Better than nothing. 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. I'm sure they'll try and salvage what they can, guys. 1, 2, kind of like distribute the ingredients too, right? As we add it into the bowl. One spoonful of our brown sugar. Brand new bag. Annie, you made a chuck roast with potatoes and carrots for your family at the reunion. Holy smokes, we used 8 pounds of beef. Isn't it such a nice cut of beef to roast and then use for a lot of people? It's so forgiving, I find. And so flavorful. Oh. There's our sugar, guys, just to balance everything, I guess. I'm gonna reuse that spoon, actually, because I'm running out of spoons. I've used so many today. Some sesame oil. 15 people. 15 people, 8 pounds of beef. Well, I guess there's a little bit of shrinkage. When you cook it, there's some loss there. But it's always crazy when you calculate, when you roast brisket or smoke brisket for people, how much brisket people will eat. Some people will eat like an entire pound. And then you're wondering why you're running out at like 5 o'clock dinner service when it goes till 8. Okay, and then just our broth, it says. So let me put these 2 things back while that's cooling. I'm just gonna mix it with my hands, guys. That's not too weird, right? I think I'll just be able to feel how it's mixing, the texture. I'm gonna like break up some of the beef, or maybe just add the broth more to the veggie side to cool it. You wanna add the warm broth to the cold meat. Right, Katniss, yeah, when you order ribs. 1 pound of ribs, well, they are not calculating the the weight of the bones out of that, right? So you don't actually get a pound of meat. This looks yummy, Greek. I think it does look really good. What does it say? Mix together until the beef is tacky and sticky. Just so that when you're scooping it, it will all stay together. Not gonna be too messy when we make the dumplings. So see how I'm just kind of folding it together to see how the texture is. It smells delicious as I'm mixing this. And look, because we use the food processor on the veggies, it's all staying together, let's say, within the meat. Sometimes if you try to cut it with your knife, it can stay too chunky, and then the veggies will keep falling out of the meat mixture. But this looks great, guys. So as long as we can, like, ball it, and it stays together nice like that, that is exactly what we want. I love my hyper-focused crew. And so then I'll probably just scoop this into the wrapper with an ice cream scoop, or just use a spoon is pretty easy too. The food processor rather than the amateur cessor. So bad. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Annie, for being here today. He's gotta get him out, guys. Like, he wasn't even here last week. Okay, to assemble the dumplings, it says. That's why your students grow, and they probably do the same thing I do. Set up your assembly station with a wooden cutting board, a small bowl of water, and a parchment-lined baking sheet. Lay out a single dumpling wrapper onto the board, spoon a tablespoon of filling into it, and then press it flat. Dip a clean finger into water, brush the edge of the wrapper, and fold it up. And then I'll look at the photos of the folds to do the most traditional way. The more you age, Greek, the more you notice you hyper-fixate on one thing. Really? It's nice to, like, get to know yourself as you get older, though, to understand why you are the way you are. Okay, let's prepare a little assembly station. So we'll assemble all the dumplings, and then we'll go back to Cauliflower Land. It's getting kind of crazy windy out there. Can you guys hear some of the wind gusts through the window? It's like... It's like they have things to tell us. What are you saying, wind? What do you need? Do you seal the dumplings with just water, or do you need egg white? They said just a little bowl of water. So these are my little round dumplings today. These are just called Shanghai dumpling wrappers. But if you wanted it gluten-free, look for the Mandu dumpling wrappers, or also known as glutinous rice flour dumpling wrappers. Different things, because these are wheat and tapioca, whereas the other ones are just rice. I think this spoon for scooping the filling is gonna work good. So I'm gonna keep that there. We have this. We'll line our sheet pan, just because as we put the dumplings on the pan, they might stick as they start to get a bit warm. So we just want to line it with some parchment. Yeah, the wrappers came in a 2-pack. So I don't know if we'll get into the other one, but I'll probably just freeze it if there's extra. That was a really bad tear on the parchment, but that's okay. Alright, so I have the sheet pan beside me. That's also a lot of filling for the dumplings. We're making a lot. This, our little water, our glue I always call it. Our glue container. I was for a bit, and then slowly, the past 6 months? Maybe even longer? I've been introducing it back into my system in small amounts. Like during the week, I still don't touch gluten, but then it's nice to be able to use it on the streams for you guys and have it not affect me. How do I want to open this? Just cut it like that. Ta-da! These feel so nice. They're not sticky at all. We don't want them to get dried out, and then same with the dumplings that we're putting on the sheet pan. I'll usually just cover those little guys with a clean dish towel as we add to the pan so that they don't dry out too much. Almost kind of treat it like a fresh pasta. Sort of. Okay, so this is gonna live up there, and then we only work with one at a time. Yeah, you could probably freeze the whole dumpling. This doesn't say anything on it as far as maybe the other one does. Freezing it after it's opened or anything. I bet the recipe probably says. Okay, folding. So 1 tablespoon of filling, and then we wet one side and we basically just fold it in half to start. I usually like to wet this side first. And then the only other thing, like the tip that she says, is to just not overfill it. So that looks about the same as the photo on the recipe I linked. And then she kind of spread it out. And then we fold it in half. I don't know why you would spread it if you're just gonna fold it up. So then we went like this. I might need less filling, guys. Do you see? It's like trying to come out the side. That is stuffed. That feels good. And then from here, just gotta scroll down my page. We're just gonna take our 2 ends. This might be a bit difficult. Like I said, we might have too much in this first one. Wet those, and then we're just gonna bring it together and fold that up, almost like a ravioli. Yeah, see? Okay, this first one we're not going to do like that. I'm just going to actually take that out because I tore it. But now we know how much to put in, let's say. First, dumpling, sacrificial for the most part. Going a little bit less. So that we have more room to fold it together. I hope it stays together when we do this every time. That one was better. It almost looks like a tortellini. But that is how we do it. Huh. It doesn't seem like enough, right? The filling until we start to try to fold it, and then the whole thing just covered. I'm gonna flip this over because I don't want them to get too dry. Okay, let's make our little dumpling assembly line now. The hardest part of this is always just trying to stay as clean as possible. Nice. Okay, I think we're getting the hang of it. Just, this has to fold up more when we fold it, is what it looks like, yes. But straight up, that's how you make tortellini, guys. With pasta noodles, pasta dough. Some light into our lives. The bowl was blocking it off. So we want a good, like, 1/4 inch or so of space around the outside of the wrapper. And then flip up the outside edge, twist, seal it up. That looks so good. What the heck did I just miss? People just getting banned as I am not even paying attention to chat. It looks good. Powerful nerd? Or is that straight sarcasm? The bots have started to make a comeback recently. The internet world's a pretty wild place, hey? We know that. That might have been too much. Maybe not, though. On your husband's channel, Scoots? They're coming out in full force. I guess they don't have nothing better to do, hey? This is really relaxing, I will say. I don't know if it's just me being in a relaxed mood today or what, but this is quite enjoyable. I can't even imagine how good these are gonna taste. Whoa. I'm just like using the liquid that comes out of the dumpling to seal it back up on itself. Why not? We are already at 6. We're cruising along. Greek was the bot. Oh my god. Thanks for that, Scoot. Imagine. That'd be amazing. I'd be honored. This looks like a sensory, textural nightmare to you, Cat. I mean, I'm pretty bad like that too, and so far, this is okay. Like, I was honestly the kid that couldn't touch raw meat when I was growing up, helping my mom in the kitchen. Could not stand it. So this is not too bad. And like, the starch on the dumpling is not too bad either. Sometimes it's really starchy and feels weird. I feel you where you're coming from. I understand. Yeah, the flour in the wet. But if you look, the tapioca starch that's on the dumpling really helps it to not get gross. Annie's almost a teenager. Holy. 8 years, guys? Mish, what? You've had your Twitch account for 8 years? Oh, it wasn't your original name. Okay. But still, that's a long time. Like, I didn't have a Twitch account until I started streaming. $12 years, guys. I love that, Cat. 1 month into being on Twitch, you found us. Oh. Guys, look at our little dumplos. They look so good. And honestly, they're not drying out, so I haven't put the towel over yet. Greek hot fun? Oh my gosh! I remember that. Annie does too. Yeah, Greek hot fun times 2, because you can never have too much. You're afraid of your watch time. Oh, don't even give me that. Put it in chat, let's see. One month and 20 whole days just watching my channel. Hi, Wilson! Happy Friday! How are you doing? Welcome in. We are in Dumpling Land. And also slightly reminiscing right now. It's fun. But everything is going really good so far today. You're hot? Oh, I'll send you some of my cool weather, okay? We finally lucked out. That's why I'm full of energy today, if you guys were wondering. It's because it's not 40 degrees up in Canada. You've been mowing grass? Oh, good exercise, though. Mish beat Annie. Even being in prison. I'm not even mad, I'm impressed. Oh, I might have overfilled this one, guys. We'll see when we try to fold it. Yeah, it's finally not 40 degrees in Canada anymore, Greek. We're living again. This is where we're at now. Look at us go. What are we at? It's not even 2 o'clock yet. This is one of the hardest things of the day. After this, we're gonna cook our gochujang sauce because we haven't done that yet and have that ready. And then we'll batter and bread the cauliflower bites and get those into the oven to bake. Maybe I should turn on the oven so that we can toast the panko crumbs properly. It only takes about 5 minutes, but I think it's a really important step for oven-baked crispy goods. That's 1 serving. They're not massive, right? They're not massive dumplings. I would assume around 8, maybe? 10? Probably 10 per order. I think we're at 12. So I want to make at least two portions for myself. And then who knows what I'll do with the extra filling. I'll just be making dumplings all night here at home. Like I said, it's pretty nice and relaxing to do once you have everything prepped. Throw on a show, podcast, book, go to town. I started reading this week, guys. I don't know if anyone in here reads a lot, but I tried to get into it more this year as a goal of mine. A book by the author Brianna Weist. And it's called 101 Essays That Will Change the Way You Think. It's been so good so far. I'm about an hour in. We're just gonna do dumpling marathon, Mish. The stream doesn't end until all of the filling's gone. We had, Annie, what do you even call them? A calzone maker, that's the word. I haven't made one in so long. We had a calzone maker for the big green egg, as well as once upon a time you might have seen the little red pierogi pogi, it's called. That will make like the really small pierogies, but I didn't love that thing, honestly. But I have seen those dumpling makers online, and so many times it doesn't work for the person. It just falls right through. Most people say user error, but I don't know. Would love to see someone actually use it on a stream. These with the chili garlic oil later, or the chili crunch, whatever you have. They also said just some sweet chili sauce would be good, and I could see that. Oh no! You're half a K away from the next redemption. I haven't even looked actually at the redemption list in a couple weeks. Sometimes I just need a break. And also we were not around last week for streams. Right? That was last week? Maybe the week before? No, the week before that. Guys, the time goes by so fast I can't keep track. A 3-pound chunk of feta. I think I need a little bit more. We can get some pretty big pieces of feta from the Italian market. They have them just loose sitting in brine. Just Sam eating feta cheese. Poor guy. Knowing him, he's down for anything though. He'll say, okay guys. Okay, should we stop when we fill up the pan? I don't know. I'm seriously on a roll. I'm about halfway through the first package. If there's one thing we do know, yeah, we never stop believing here. Foul Bowels? That sounds like a name of a band or something. That's what I said, Greek. We gotta take them all in. We don't always get the puns in our life. It's special. Right, Kat? As someone who works in, like, healthcare. Yeah, they just had foul bowels. That's way nicer to say than diarrhea. Annie's onto something. I am dumpling maker extraordinaire. Have we even put a dent in this bowl of meat? Filling, I don't even know. But yeah, you can totally make them all up like this. Leave them on the sheet pan like how I have them spread out. Put them in the freezer to freeze all individually. And then just put them in a container in the freezer. And then you just steam them or pan fry them the same as any other store-bought dumpling. But I've just found recently that the dumplings at the store to buy in the frozen section pre-made have gotten really expensive. It used to be a cheap meal for me to sometimes get, but now I don't even buy them. It's not a cheap meal anymore. I think with us making these ones though, that it will be cheap. Don't ask me how much the dumpling wrapper was because I can't remember. Take a little bit out. Soupy poopy. I am dead. Yeah. Ah. No, so these are Korean Greek. We're not making the Chinese version. You can actually see on the dumpling wrapper package, they show The ones with, I think it's 7 folds you have to do. Which we've tried that before on stream 2 years ago. But I thought that these are so dang easy compared to the other ones. Yeah, see? Hyper focus. It'll get ya. Me shredded as Soupy Puppy. I mean, there's no point to blame it on anything else, Greek. You're good to go. You do you. Okay, we're working on the last row. Ah! I think 4 more, and then we're good. So yeah, I'll be making dumplings in front of the TV, I think, tonight. Straight up just set this up on the coffee table in front of me and keep making my dumplings. Gotta get to Dalton. Thanks for being here today, Greek. It was really fun. I hope you have a good rest of your Friday. Yummo, Annie. When's the last time you had any of those? Shumai is like the open dumpling, where you just stuff everything in the wrapper and it's open on top. It's not sealed at all. Wonton goes into soups usually. Gyoza is usually pan-fried. And now today we're working on Mandu. So that's how they said the type of dumpling, the name, depends on the filling, the wrapper, and how it's cooked. What's steamed? Which one? Just so that I can also learn the proper one. Shumai. Okay, yeah, you're right. Shumai is always steamed. Yeah, I've never seen it pan-fried. We had shumai on our trip when we went to Dynasty Dumpling House. It was delicious as always. We had some... Okay, we can add another one. Xiaolong Bao, which is the steamed soup dumplings. So it's like filling like this, but then there's also a gelatinized soup inside of it so that when it steams, you get hot broth inside of the dumpling with the filling. My God, is it good. In Edmonton? No, we when we drove to Richmond, when we went to BC, you were gone at the same time. So Richmond, I would say out of like all the other places in Canada, Richmond is like the place where Chinese people live. Like so much so that all the signs on the streets, the buses, everywhere, everything is just in Mandarin. So like you really gotta know where you're going and stuff if you don't speak Mandarin. But my gosh, it is so much fun. The best food ever. Annie, they laughed at us when we got the bill because we ate a lot there, right? Because we haven't been in years and we probably won't be back for years. So when we asked for the bill there, they were seriously laughing at the two of us. She's like, this is a really long bill. And I just start laughing. I was like, yeah, we don't live here anymore. We used to, so that's why we came and we ordered like a lot of food. She loved it. It was the cutest thing ever. Okay. We got a pan of dumplings, guys. That wasn't hard at all. Okay? That was honestly so dang easy. Let me just wash my hands a bit. I'll just put the extra meat in a container and then into the fridge. In Monterey Park in LA, there's Chinese signs everywhere. Yeah, like there's one thing to have Chinatown in cities, right? That's usually a thing. But Richmond is its own, like, Chinese municipality, almost. If I tore the paper better, we could have more. Do you want to get got today or what? Like, you're asking for it. You're straight up asking for it. Let's get a container for the wrappers. It was terrible. Pack these up so they don't get dried out in the fridge. Okay, so how many did we get here? 12. 24. We got 28 dumplings. So I'll let you guys know how many more we get from all this later. What the heck is going on outside? I'm gonna like blow the curtains off the wall. What are you guys doing to Kat? Oh, she's calling a patient. What are you guys doing to Kat? Okay, what's next? Cauliflower batter. As well, we'll have to set up our steam pot for the dumplings. Don't forget that. Whoa, staff goes back to school in your district on Monday? That is like in the middle of summer. Oh yeah, I wanted to use some of the sourdough. Excuse me. I don't know why I have little burpees right now. This, we need cornstarch, baking powder, salt, flour, water. This is the batter before we bread the cauliflower. Baking powder, cornstarch, salt, flour, water. That's sugar. I need more cornstarch than what's in here. Let's see. Some even went back to school last week. That is so early. Is that like typically the case though? 2 tablespoons of cornstarch? I think that's almost perfect. August 19th you go back? You're still in school, Kat? I didn't know this. That's exciting. Nice, you're going back for the EMT. I'm proud of you. Let's start with the salt. 1.5 teaspoons. Of salt, maybe a little more. So we haven't really seasoned the cauliflower at all yet. Next one, we will measure this out. 2 teaspoons. Make sure you watch this. It's baking powder, not soda. And it's magical, yeah. There's not really any other brands of baking powder in Canada. It's either magic or nothing. Two tablespoons of cornstarch. Baking soda puts out fires. Yes. Hello? Tap, tap, taparoo. The opening ceremony in Paris, 129 million US dollars. Just to watch people play kids sports. I mean, we could probably think of a lot of other things that money would go to, but we won't. We'll be good. Okay, it says 2/3 of a cup of flour and then 1 cup of water. It's just the ceremony. It's not even the actual games. It's true. I'm sneaking some of my starter in. Because it's flour and water too. Let's go like that. One more. And then I'll just do a little bit less each of the flour and water. You're not even impressed with the opening ceremonies yet? So you guys are saying they spent all that money and it's not even impressive. How do you think the athletes feel then, I bet? Annie, you just checked. And hi, Blondie. How are you doing? Okay, what do we think? So it's supposed to be 2/3 of a cup of flour. But we added some starter. That's 1/3. Maybe a bit more. The athletes feel good, probably just being there. True. You would hope so, right? Okay, a little bit of water to bring this together. I did like 3/4 of a cup. I'm also gonna turn on the oven. Start heating that up because I want to toast our panko crumbs. I'm gonna grab a little whisk. It's bubbling already. The baking powder. Does anyone know anyone that's ever competed at the Olympics? Like personally? I'm gonna keep mixing this until it's really nice and smooth. Misha's competed in the sport of feta. I don't know anyone either, I don't think. Trying to think, but I don't think so. Done with the batter. Okay. Next one, real quick. Prep our next sheet pan for our panko toasting. So get some more parchment. This is really quick. It only takes about 5 to 7 minutes to toast the breadcrumbs, but this is what's gonna help us get it more crispy when we bake it in the oven. I'm just gonna toast all of what's left in this bag. It's about half filled. There's controversy surrounding the soccer teams, really. What happened, if you don't mind sharing? And there's scandals? Guys, I haven't followed any of this. You're enlightening my life. Okay, spread this out now. So these panko crumbs are gluten-free. So that's cool. I don't have the box anymore, but I think they're made from rice flour or tapioca, maybe even both. Okay, so that's good. While we're waiting for the oven, let's just put our flour away. We'll get our steamer set up. People were being racist. What the heck? The women's team were using drones to spy on the other teams. Anything to, like, get ahead of your opponent, hey? They will try anything. That's so sneaky. Drones. Watching them practice and stuff. See what their different plays are that they are working on. It makes sense. Okay, dumplings, filling, assembled. Now they have to steam for 10 minutes. So let's get our steamer all set up. I use a big pot and then a bamboo basket. Probably start the pot with the lid on just as we're heating it up. And then you don't need too much water in the bottom of a pot when you're steaming. An inch or so. Unless you're steaming for a long, long time, like an hour or more, then you'll probably need to top up the water at some point. Put that back here. That's what I got. Oh, it's in French. That's the other side. What if you just snuck into practice? I mean, they'd probably see you and you'd get reported. I guess it's, yeah, it's not illegal, but it's just unethical, right? Because then you're known to be that team. No one's gonna trust to be around you anymore, right? It kind of ruins your chances for future collaborations, stuff like that. Put this box away because we're getting bunged up here. Yeah, this is where the invisibility cloak would come in. If only. That'd be so dang cool. Okay, that is ready. Next one, while we're waiting on the oven, let's come over to this stove and we are going to cook our sauce for the cauliflower bites. We mixed it up earlier and then it's just been sitting all together here in the pot. And what you see floating, there's fresh garlic minced into here. Let's turn this on a medium low heat. So this was, what was it, guys? Gochujang, ketchup, maple syrup, garlic, soy sauce, rice vinegar, and then just a little bit of a cornstarch slurry to help it thicken. So as this starts to heat up, we're gonna keep stirring it so that the cornstarch doesn't cook into one lump. And then whenever the cauliflower bites are cooked, then it just gets tossed in with this afterwards. Bring the cauliflower over here, start making our little assembly station. And then I think for the roasted cauliflower, do you guys think it would be smart? Oh, my little burner's like smoking. Do you think it would be smart to cook it on like a oven rack propped up off of the bottom of the sheet pan? I don't know how it would get more crisp. Or would it get more crisp if the panko was touching the surface of the sheet pan and browned it that way? Amp, you're back. I don't have cable either. It's on network TV. There's a robotic horse. Okay, that's pretty cool. Chili garlic crisp is bomb. That's what I got in the fridge for our dumplings. It's gonna be so good. Amp is back from being at a hole-in-the-wall Chinese restaurant, finishing a dinner portion of shrimp fried rice with hoisin sauce. You may need help rolling away from chat. You finished the whole plate yourself. Hello, I will have one shrimp fried rice. What else would you like? No, that's it. Thank you. I mean, fried rice can be a complete meal if they put enough protein and veggies in with it. Let's put this into toast. I'll set 5 minutes and then we'll check it. And then get a pie pan, a pie plate. Something flat surface but with a rim. And we'll pour the panko crumbs into there for our breading station. Because we're almost getting ready for that part now. Your TV's not even connected to cable. I don't even think ours is either. You got to operate a Boston Dynamics robotic dog once. Annie, that is so cool. Because I've seen the like human version of the robot from Boston Dynamics that everyone was freaking out about. Okay, starting to smell the gochujang a little bit, so I think this is getting slowly heated up. And then we will toss the panko with a little bit of peanut oil. Tossing panko crumbs in oil, if you're gonna bake them, will help it stay more crisp. That's pretty much it, guys. We're almost there. The dog robot is $75,000. Do people actually buy it as like a dog companion? Or what's the point of that? Nice, we're getting some steam. Things are happening. I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break. I'll be back in a moment. I have returned. Hopefully this is not clumpied, burnt. Okay, nice, it's thickening. Things are happening. The garlicky smells in here. Would we call this almost like a Korean barbecue sauce? I would say. What was Mish doing? Annie's just having potatoes and onions today. That's it? Nothing else, Annie. That's all we got. We'll let this go for a minute or so more, but it seems pretty good. See how thick it is? I give it a taste. It's molten. It's spicy and sweet and sour and garlicky. Whoa. That's really good. Really like hits you in the face with flavor. Whoa-ly. Did we overdo it on the garlic? Never. It's pretty garlicky though, I will say. It's gonna be good though with the cauliflower. Okay, 5 minutes on the panko crumbs toasting. Nothing happened yet. We'll do another 5-minute timer. Come over here. That's where we'll be working next. I just want to show you guys this. So this might create a film on top of the sauce as it cools off, so just keep whisking it every now and then as we keep going along at the end here. But even when we toss it with the cauliflower, I think it will be okay. It'll mix in, no problem. It's good. Still, there's something about gochujang, as far as the pepper or however they make it, that it is quite spicy right off of the bat, but I already on my palate, I have 0 spice left. Kinda crazy, honestly. How does that work? I think you just put... Oh, is it dash me? It's not like how Discord when you put the asterisks on each side. Good job asking, Kat. Okay, now that we're done cooking that over there, we can set up our dumpling steaming station. Well, maybe I will keep this stacked up. And then the only other thing when I steam dumplings, guys, or really anything in the bamboo steamer, is I always just line it with some parchment. Usually for veggies, it helps them not fall through and stuff like that, but it just keeps it everything clean for the most part, because sometimes the dumplings like release juices and stuff like that, right? But it's hard to clean a bamboo steamer. And so that's why a lot of dumplings, when you do get them, have that little piece of paper underneath. Tear a piece of parchment, and then usually I just cut it in half. And then press it into the steamer basket so that it's ready to go and fill I mean, we could also even just pre-fill the steamer so that it's ready to just be put right on the whole contraption when the water's hot. Bob's eyes are rolling away. So now just put this down in here. Leave that there for a sec. Get the first set ready. They look so good. Considering this was our first one, like, look at the difference of this one to this one near the end. As long as you improve, that's all that really matters. And it said to not put them too close together. So leave some space in between because they'll probably expand a little bit. How many was that? 4, 6, 8, 10 dumplings per layer. Nice little juicy bum bums. We're steaming them, amp. Because I'm just honestly too lazy to pan fry. Let's be real. And then we only have 2, 4, 6, 8 left after that. Put that over by the stove. This is gonna live back here. Nice. Okay. Check our panko crumbs. Things are happening, guys. Look. Things are toasting up. So it's just starting to get golden brown. We're gonna go another couple minutes. Maybe 2, 3. And then from there, we will start building our batter station. And then we'll crank that oven temp up to, I'm thinking, like 425 Fahrenheit. Maybe 400. Because we still have to cook the cauliflower through, right? It's not like we blanched it first. So there's a couple things we need. We need the cauliflower to be cooked, but we also want the outside to be crunchy. Just eat it raw. You could do that too. That's why I saved some. BBL. Bye, cat. Love you. Have fun. Yeah. Say hi for us, okay? Annie, welcome to your healthcare system. Kat sure has a lot of patience. I wonder how many she actually has. She probably can't tell us. Probably too many, though, if we were gonna ask her. Oh, your Celsius for the oven temp? I'm always getting yelled at. You really do. Yeah, you need patience to deal with the patience. I can only imagine. The sauce isn't really getting a weird film on it. Just reporting from over here while I get ready to grab this panko. Okay. Up to 400. No one was talking to you, Siri.
Okay, I won't.
Oh my gosh. Okay, careful, because it's hot. We're gonna make a panko breadcrumb taco to transfer it to the pan. Toasty crumbs! Because when I learn something, just hold on to the parchment actually. When I learn something, I make sure that I teach stream too. Okay, now let's put this over to the side for now to cool off a moment. And then we're gonna reline it with just a bit of foil underneath. Because sometimes batter things are quite messy, right? Okay, next one. Drizzle a little bit of peanut oil or whatever type of oil that you would like with this. Make sure it's okay to go to a high heat though. Avocado oil might work. I don't really know. Toss it around. Whale oil. Is that even legal? Blubber. I've had it before. Misha's actually a whale smuggler in Denmark. Everything's legal in New Jersey. This just in. Okay, there's our trio for our breading station. That was my sink, unless you want to think otherwise, you can. I had to move my tap over because I'm putting the sheet pan on the one side. Line our sheet pan so that once we start getting messy, we just keep going until we're done. Oh, I caught it. My spicy, or my spicy senses. Guys, my spicy senses are tingling. That's what gochujang does to you. My spicy senses are tingling. I'll see myself out. From the soupy poopy. Yes. We are ready. It's hard to line a pan that's really hot like that. Okay, so we're gonna dunk the cauliflower in the batter and then into there. It seems kind of thick, so we'll see where we get with the amount of everything. What did they do now? What did they do now? And then obviously we have our sheet pan right beside us for our assembly, so it's nice and clean. Just more bots. Okay, so this is gonna be our dirty hand, and then we use this hand to kind of get it coated. Guys, why does this look so dang good already? Shake off some of the excess batter if you need. Is this gonna be a new obsession? I hope we have enough crumbs for everything. Doesn't that look good though? I'll put it on the sheet pan, and then I'll show you once we have a couple done. Ah, don't. This is what happens. I'm leaving like a little nub to hold on to. I don't have to get my hands insanely dirty. This looks so good though. Thanks for that, Scoots. Yeah, how are we supposed to have the best community if we just keep banning everyone that's trying to help us? There used to be an emerald green oil paint. Oh no. Okay, we're still good. I thought I shook all the breading off. That had arsenic in it. Look at this little munchy one. Look at that cute little one. Cauliflower wings. We're doing little spicy Korean cauliflower bites. I never made them before, Amp. But cauliflower was on sale this week, so I thought it was a no-brainer to go with the rest of our Korean food. I'm just going to break up some of these other pieces of breadcrumb that are clumping together. There we go. I don't know if we'll end up using all of this. The cauliflower, I mean. We'll see how far we get with the batter and the coating. But our oven is ready whenever we are. If you do a redeem right now, will you put it in front of Misha's? Yeah. I've done lots of Misha's lately. I think I've done 2. Don't tell her though, okay? Cauliflower wings with kimchi sauce? That would be good. Cauliflower wings with a gochujang sauce, which is a Korean chili paste. I can't believe how good this is working, honestly. The little batter scenario here. That is working better than like what an egg wash would do, for sure. And I'm loving the little, like, keeping the stem out to hold on to is working really good. Staying nice and clean. I don't really love battering things either. Like how Kat was saying earlier, sensory overload. For sure. Batter's up. Annie, your big ban emo. That looks so good. In chat. That's because I'm a pacifist. The truth just comes out, hey? Oh, I got good news, friends. The clients told me that he's gonna be buying a barbecue soon. So I said, that sounds fun. I like cooking with fire, is what I said. They just have a natural gas hookup, so I am assuming that's what he'll get. Yeah, they honestly have nothing outside, like summer-wise, on their deck. No outdoor furniture, no barbecue, nothing of the sort. It's like, hello? Finally, right. Don't have to just use the little cast iron grill pan on the gas stove inside. Did I bring up the food cost thing? I didn't. I didn't, Bob. Because I was looking back, and I guess on my invoice even last week, I guess I spent close to the same amount on groceries. And, like, they don't even pay attention to my invoice. It's more just, like, for me to keep track of things on my end. And then they just, like, send me money to top up again for their groceries. I don't think they're as concerned as I am. Which is a good thing, because I hate, like, stressing trying to buy groceries, being like, oh no, like, I spent too much. Oh. Because, like, it's not my money, right? But I think we're still, like, okay. Time to bring the egg. Oh my gosh, just bring the mini Max over. That would actually be so good. That would work so well. Should just, like, keep it at their house. Okay, we're doing good in this, guys. This is where we are on our sheet pan getting filled up. I can probably put them closer together, but we don't want to put them too close together, because then they're not gonna get as crispy. I am honestly loving this, though. This is like my cheat meal, I would say. What we're making on stream today is like a little treat for me. I wonder how much a plate of buffalo cauliflower wings costs nowadays. Because I'm sure those are on most bar or pub menus. In North America, they're quite a popular vegetarian appetizer. Probably costs way more than my $3.99 entire head of cauliflower. I would say probably $12. Imagine a buffalo with cauliflower wings. That's like some unicorn stuff, Mish, almost. Okay, now I'm just filling in the gaps. And also just trying to use up the rest of the crumbs, whatever we have. Nice. Make room. They're staying really crunchy as well after we batter it. Sometimes the crumbs will go a little softer once it touches liquid, right? But this is just getting really crunchy. Bentorius is going to try one of your beer selections. Is that the person that we rated a little while ago, Annie? That was doing the beer tasting the one day? Because I recognize the name. Yeah, it was. That was fun. I really like that. So we should go raid them if they're live then? The beginning of July, and now we're already at the end. I might try and put a little bit of batter here. There we go. She was a bit naked. We can maybe get 2 or 3 more. 2 or 3 more. Making the space on my sheet pan. Oh, so they're starting at that time. They're not like starting early with some other things. Did they have to go to the microbrewery? Or they're able to get that at some other liquor stores? See how I'm just congregating all of the crumbs on the one side now that we're getting near the end. And it looks like we won't have too much batter left over either. So that's really good. $14 in Chicago, Bob, for the beer or for the buffalo wings? That'd be nuts if it was $14 for a beer. Okay, I'm thinking, what, 2 more? And then that's it. I'm calling it done-o. Because our sheet pan is full anyways then. Buffalo Cauliflower app, yeah, 14 bucks. And that's American, so what, probably 16, 18 in Canada. The brewery's from Quebec City. I might be going there next month on our trip. We'll see how far we make it to go see Sam's parents, but I said I maybe want to go to Quebec because I've never really been there, and they live really close to the border. So we might be having a little Montreal adventure together. I'll be bringing all the stream stuff. If that's the case, we'll definitely stream from there. Yeah, less batter to flush down the toilet. Toilet batter. Just like we have toilet eggs. I think this might be the last one, because now my hands are just getting messy. Yeah, really soupy poopy. Okay, that was successful. 100%. I am really have high hopes about what this is gonna turn into. And that's all that we have left extra. Nice thing about me going back and forth, there's no egg in this batter. So I don't have to worry about touching raw egg and then eating the cauliflower extras after. We're good to go. I really like that part of it too. That's how those turned out. They honestly, from here, look like boneless chicken wings. Maybe little drumsticks. A larger order, Am. 20 cauliflower wings. So what, this whole tray? A third of the tray? No, like half of the tray. 20 wings at Buffalo Wild Wings is $19. And so then we can go back to saying how our cauliflower cost us $3.99. And everything else I already had in the house. I'm really excited to see how crispy these come out with us mixing the little bit of oil in the panko. One other thing is I'm just gonna do a small sprinkle of salt over everything before it goes in the oven. Maybe even some pepper too. Mish always has her redemptions ready to roll. You've probably requested the most often out of anyone, I would say Mish. Okay, just a little bit of salt on there to season the veggie through. And then just a little bit of pepper. Yum. And now they're going into the oven because she is hot and ready. $11.49 for 20. At this same like wing place, Scoots. I'm gonna put this on the bottom of the oven so we get the most amount of crispage from the element. And they did say to maybe flip it halfway through the cooking process. Let's set, I'm gonna say these will probably take around 20 minutes to cook. So why don't I set a 10-minute timer? Check them at the halfway point. I've never had the Buffalo Wild Wings. Has anyone actually had some of that chicken? Is it good? Okay, turn on our steamer pot as well. Just put a couple of these things away while we're waiting. Everyone have a sip of water again. Cauliflower bites were cheap to make, so I leveled it out by using a $12 bottle of peanut oil. It was actually $8.99, if I can remember properly. But she's lasted pretty good. Over a month now with that amount. Not bad, not the best. Okay, that's the only thing I gotta bring back here. And we'll put the rest of the cauliflower in the fridge. But I only did a small drizzle of the oil in the panko crumbs. It would have been way worse if I deep fried all of those. So our sauce for the cauliflower is ready. I'll let you guys decide however you want to get things coated. I would suggest to only coat the cauliflower with sauce that you plan to eat right away. Don't sauce it all, because then it will go soggy, right? Six 2.5-pound bags of Kikkoman gluten-free panko crumbs for $100. Oh my god. So wait. That's a lot. 6. Like 1 2.5-pound bag is good. It would take us 47 minutes to use it all. Okay, another option for the cauliflower and the sauce is you can also just have the crispy cauliflower and then a bowl of the sauce on the side to dip into. Up to you guys. But it looks pretty good when you toss it all together and get it coated. It's quite thick too, so I'm actually gonna thin it out a little bit while we're waiting on some stuff here. Maybe get it re-warmed, just sitting on the stove top, not on a burner though. Just the residual heat. So if your sauce is too thick, it'll actually take the coating off of your deep fried stuff. There's a method to this madness. It's like the garlic soaked up all the water. I don't think it took me very long to get all the cauliflower prepped either, once we had the batter and everything ready to go. Excuse me. Whoa. Sneaky, choking on my saliva there. Sorry. Don't do that. Okay, I was gonna say, be lazy like me, dip the bites in blue cheese dressing while watching Family Feud. There's so many options. I'm dying. So don't inhale water to your lungs. Just a suggestion. Yeah, I could see these being good with ranch dip as well. What, sweet Thai chili sauce, if you didn't want to make the gochujang sauce. Blue cheese dip, buffalo dip. Almost endless. Any sauce that you could put on chicken wings, put on cauliflower bites. 9 out of 10 doctors recommend that. There's always one, hey, pushing the system. I think that's one of my favorite lines that Bob says here to Mish. You little creep. Okay, what are we going to plate everything in? I'm imagining the cauliflower just in a bowl on the side to munch out of. I think it would look really good in a white bowl. And then the dumplings, probably just a plate. Dumplings and sauce just on a rimmed plate. That'll look really good. And then we still gotta get our chili crunch out. Don't agree with him. Don't do it. It's good that I thought about the chili crunch, because look, it kind of solidifies in the fridge. That's so much more than just chili garlic oil. So much more. We gotta put that over by the stove to warm up a bit. We need warmth. That is very cool. How the heck did you do that, Annie? Just don't do it. Misha's like, I'm out of here. She's gone. Okay, I'm seeing who's on Twitch. Who do we got today? While we're waiting on things to heat up and finish. Wait, there's a debate going on live right now? Pokemon's doing a baking stream? There's way too many people in there. That might be a fun one. I found another baking stream. Kawaii Harate? Sweet and savory bakes. Hey, are you saying that there's nothing in my head or that it's actually peaceful? Pokimane, just one of the biggest streamers on Twitch. Okay, our steaming setup is ready to go whenever we are. It takes 10 minutes to steam the dumplings. Not the carbonator, which I thought was carbonara. But I remembered, Mish, it's meatballs. Right? It's meatballs. Things are happening in the oven. It's looking good. Steaming is probably faster than boiling. I wonder. I really love to steam stuff, especially dumplings. I'll most always steam them rather than pan fry or deep fry and make it crispy. I think we'll eat with some chopsticks today because that just seems like the thing to do. That is already our 10-minute timer on the cauliflower. That is already 10 minutes. I'm gonna poke them with the thermometer just to see how tender it's getting. Not too much yet. I'm gonna set another 10. And I mean, it's also okay if you eat the dumplings first and have them ready if you don't want to wait on the cauliflower. I don't know how you guys eat. But when I'm alone at home, I don't really follow anything. It always takes so long to boil a big pot of water. But the steamer takes no time at all, right? 1 inch of water, you're good to go. Cookie, how are you doing? Good to see you today. I didn't expect you. Hope you're having a good Friday. Just hanging out. We're almost ready. Yum. Okay, should I make a little plating area too? We gotta film it for the gram. And for the cauliflower bites, I think I would rather have them more al dente, let's say, a little bit of bite, rather than the cauliflower getting overcooked. Especially if that happens, it'll get watery and probably the breading might fall off too. Mish, this is for Bob, she says, with her menu request. That's the nicest message I've ever seen from Mish to Bob. 2 kinds of savory rolls, breakfast rolls and spinach artichoke rolls. Those will be made probably the weekend before Sam comes home. So in a couple weeks. And then I think we'll take those on our road trip because that sounds amazing for breakfast. That sounds amazing, little munchies for a road trip. Mish had 3 hours of sleep. Mish, are you gonna go to bed now? I actually can't believe you made it though. It doesn't take that long to get, what was it, 5K you needed or just 500? Amp, you saw where the hip style to hard-boiled eggs is to bake them on a water-soaked towel at 320 Fahrenheit for 20 minutes, though you prefer them steamed. It's so easy to steam. I remember because in most restaurant kitchens, you'll have like an industrial steamer. So just think like a big rectangle thing that steams whatever you want. So many eggs done in the steamer. So many beats all the time. Bomb. Annie, it took you forever to get to 100K. Yeah, you're not here like as often as Mish, right? It's just part of your psychosis. Well, thanks for being honest with us. We appreciate that always. Number one quality, honesty. Okay, 6 minutes until we check the cauliflower. I think in a couple minutes we'll put the dumplings on the pot to steam. No one ever asks me anything, Annie. No one wants to know anything about my life. Does that mean I just overshare? Well, she already told us all we need to know, so there's that. We already know it all. Okay. I'm starting to smell cauliflower, so that means it's cooking, right? I couldn't imagine cooking without having a sense of smell. I need to look this up still, because I think we mentioned that on another stream. That says, can you be born without a sense of smell? It's actually a thing. Congenital anosmia. Being born without a sense of smell is a rare condition. I couldn't imagine. Congenital anosmia. That's when you're born without a sense of smell. Imagine smelling without a sense of cook. I think about 70% of people in the world do that on a daily basis. The calmness, my monotone voice. What does the cook with Sammy entail? It entails not me cooking, but Samo instead. So usually on those days, Sam will cook everything on stream, and I will like narrate what's happening behind the scenes or help him out. But I'm not the sole cooker of the stream, it's Samo. That's your problem, Amp? You can't smell anything unless it's already burning? Really? Guys enjoyed redeeming a cook with Sammy, but it's harder these days. It's not that hard. Like, he's usually home every 3 weeks. If you guys think it's hard for us to organize, it's not, so don't be scared to redeem that. He said it's no problem. Yeah, the Kate play-by-play, exactly. Me sipping on wine, that might have happened once or twice. So DeBear, you have like the opposite then? You have hypersomnia, which is a super sensitive sense of smell and taste. I feel like I also have that. I can probably be a super taster. I've been made fun of it before. Or for it before. Should I have Sam do a barbecue and stream No Man's Sky while the meat is cooking? That would be fun. That's such a good game to watch being played. Amp, oh no! Just imagine. Okay, Mish. Thank you for the lurk. Love you. Have a good sleep. Get some rest. It's the weekend. A grain of salt can taste over-salted to others. Whoa. Your wife can hide one tiny onion in your food and you can still find it. I believe that. Okay. 2 moments left on the timer for the cauliflower, so we're gonna come over. First, I want to check on the cauliflower. I'm just gonna take my paring knife because it's a bit more sharp than my thermometer probe and just like see where we're at. Is it getting tender? What's happening here? Give it a poke. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. And it is crisp, guys. That is some crispy stuff. So those will be ready, let's say, whenever the dumplings are ready. Now I'm gonna turn this back up to medium. Take our glass lid off. And then we have all of our dumplings already set up in the steamer basket, but that's how they look if you weren't here earlier. And they said 10-minute timer for those to steam. And oftentimes if I do a double stack like this, let's back it up a bit, we're so close. I will rotate the baskets halfway so the bottom goes to the top, vice versa. Annie, you're at 116K now. So you're getting back up there again too. Your mom has the opposite problem where she can smell everything, but yeah, that doesn't make you a good cook. It doesn't. Stirring up our gochujang sauce here. What do we think? Do we want to try to toss the sauce with the cauliflower pieces in a bowl? Or I was thinking we would just take some of the cauliflower pieces and then just dip them in the sauce by hand instead. Might be easier. You want to drizzle it? I don't know if it's drizzleable. So it's kind of like chunky with the garlic. I think I'm just gonna hand dip them. And then get them into the bowl after that. It's quite thick, and even I thinned it down a lot too already from what the recipe said. Okay, just checking back here too on our chili crunch. I'm just gonna put it on directly on the stovetop to get this oil melted. Heat it through. That's for our dumplings. And the chili crunch is not spicy, guys. It's more just flavorful. It's spicy in the sense that there's other spices and flavors, but it's not heat up your palate spicy. So I thought that both of these dishes would complement each other really nicely for that fact. Nice. Okay, now you're able to like pour this over the dumplings. We're almost there. I'm excited. This is gonna be really tasty. And yeah, because there's green onion in the dumpling itself, I didn't think that we needed more green onion on top, because there's both green and white onion in the dumpling filling. I don't want to overdo it with the onion. You made tamales in a bamboo steamer? That's crazy. How did you do that? Because usually you have to stack the tamale like almost standing up. That's so cool. I mean, my mom got this one at a garage sale once upon a time for $3. But I have seen recently that the price of these bamboo steamers has come down in the last few years compared to what they used to be like around COVID time. So it might be a good time if you don't have one to pick one up. For some reason, they're just inexpensive. All right, we're at the 6-minute mark on our dumplings. Almost halfway. It's nice to have a double stack one this size. This is a big one. What was it, 10-inch? Especially if you have 2 people in the house, because then you can cook 2 portions at the same time. Where like if you're alone at home, Annie, you can just get a smaller steamer get like a 7-inch one, or whatever pot you want it to sit over is the most important part. But then you could still get it double and triple stacked. It just doesn't need to be as big. And then when we do switch these, it's gonna be hot, right? Careful of the steam. Don't want to burn yourself. I'll show you how I do it. According to the internet, there's no consensus on whether you should drizzle or soak cauliflower with a sauce, only that you should add the sauce to it. Fair enough. You use a clay pot that sits on a stand inside of a big pot. What? You gotta take a photo of this and send it to me. Okay, we're switching it. So I usually take off the whole everything and then just take off the top layer, because that's supposed to go on the bottom now. And then we just relid the other one. Those are looking good though. For the candlelit dinner, does it not explain what it is, Bob? We would have a candlelit dinner together on stream. Like a date night. There's a special tool to lift the clay pot out of the larger pot. I've never heard of this before. You were scared to click on it? Why? You bought that at an Asian store. I'm so intrigued right now. Trying to imagine what you're even talking about. Okay, how am I gonna build this up over here? We'll do the dumplings first to plate, and then I think after we'll do the cauliflower. That sounds good. We're getting set. The Friday afternoon rush hour begins. It is 3:30 almost here. 3:30 p.m. People are finishing up at work. Commuting home. It was one of my favorite spots ever, Amp. Go to Chinatown and go to the Asian markets and houseware stores to get your plates and anything cooking wise. Man, you save so much money and it's so fun. They have lots of different things that you won't usually find. You found it, Annie. Thank you for searching. Oh, that looks beautiful. So there's a trivet inside of there that props everything up out of the water. It goes underneath. What? If John the Young was around, he would be able to help. He has one of those. Okay. Yeah, that is new to me. The only other thing is, yes, we'll go by the timer on the dumplings, but I'm still going to just check the internal temperature of them to make sure that they are actually cooked through. So you put that little clay pot inside of a stock pot. That's so interesting. With the lid on and everything. We're learning, guys. Okay, turning our oven off because we're almost there. 30 seconds on the dumplings. Not gonna lift the lid yet. We're not rushing. And then I'll set up my video station. This was a pretty clean stream to do. Like, even with us making a breading station, there's not much dishes at all. And yeah, it didn't take forever, Scoots. A little bit more hands-on today. Alright. Actually, I guess before I turn the burner off, let's just temp this. They look pretty good. Oh yeah, that's cooked through for sure. I mean, the wrapper looks a little bit hilarious on the top side. A bit dry or something, I don't know. But they are cooked through, so we're good to go. It's Trev! I feel like you haven't been here in forever. Where have you been all of our life? Oh shit, I forgot we were still on that view. So that's how I make my video station. Hi, welcome. We're now going over here. I hope you were ready for that. Probably not. Behind the scenes. Love my little gimbal. How easy it is to just move the other camera around. I mean, when it works, right? This summer's been flying by. Tell me about it. That's what we all keep saying as well. Just flying by, dude. Okay, so see how, like when I say, can you guys see it? Yeah. There's like a little bit of tapioca or something on the dumpling that just looks kind of white. I'm just gonna see if I wet my finger, if that look will like go away. Because it just looks weird to me. Like too dried. Okay, it's going away. I just thought from like a plating standpoint. So I guess next time, just use a little bit more liquid when we're sealing it up, and you won't have that starchiness happen. So then from here, probably just use my hands, pick them up, and then we can plate them around almost like the same way that it's in the steamer basket, right? Because it fit really good. Remember in Souk, the flies would come out to play? Ugh. The bugs there, right? Because it never really gets cold. Amount of bugs there, man. Insane. Okay, that's as good as we're gonna get. Do I need to take one out? I feel like I need to take one out. They're really cute though. They're so small. And then from here, our chili crunch. I usually try to just get a bit of the oil and mostly just chilies and the other yummy things. And yeah, mine is not like insanely red, like how some of the other chili crunches are. I don't know really why that is. Maybe the type of pepper I used. But that's that. So quickly put that over there. Take the cauliflower out. And I'll bring the sauce over for us to dip into. Gonna dip it one by one, hopefully. And then into the bowl. And I'm only gonna dip like the one side. And then as they stack as well, it'll kind of sauce the other piece, right? And like I said, only sauce what you plan to eat that day, otherwise it will go soggy. But these stayed so nice and crispy. I'm pretty dang impressed. I'm excited to try eating one. I'll do one more in the middle before my hand burns holding this tray. Whew. Risk it for the biscuit. You never would have thought to bread cauliflower. But I always see people eating these cauliflower bites. Got a little sauce on there. Yum! Okay, let's take a photo. And away we go. Bibimbap was always one of your favorites, or do you say it more like bibimbap? We're still learning here. Korean meal is basically soup, a bunch of banchan, and rice. Like I was saying earlier, it could probably be a lot of different things. Get this majestic looking photo of the dumplings. There we go. Okay, yum. Little finger foods. Let's try this out. I'm gonna go for this because it's cooled off while we were plating. Usually I just stab my chopstick right into the dumpling. And we have our chili crunch in there for seasoning. I'm pretty impressed too. None of them even came apart during steaming, right? Mmm. That is insanely good. Maybe a little bit more salt in the filling itself. I'm just gonna do, I think, a touch of soy sauce. Maybe even a drizzle of sweet soy could be good too. But that's really the only thing. The other flavors from all of the veggies in there and the other seasonings is really good. And the beef tastes amazing. It just needs a bit of like something salty / sweet. So let's see how this goes. That was a lot in that one, so I'm just gonna transfer some of it out. Sweet soy. Mmm. That is it. Kimchi would be so good with this right now. Do you guys want me to try and like cut one of these in half so we can see what's inside? Momofuku chili crisp is $13. Holy shit. For what? It's like all the chili crisps basically have the same thing in the recipe. Just for the name is what you're paying for. There's our little cut open dumplo though. Not dry at all. Really flavorful. I honestly think those would be amazing in a broth. Whoa. Okay. Hopefully this is cooled off enough now. Big old bite of our Korean cauliflower bites with some sweet and spicy gochujang sauce. Yeah, I make my own chili crunch too. Nice. What kind of peppers do you have in there? Could bite through it. The cauliflower is tender. It's actually still crispy. That's tasty. I love the like instant heat from the gochujang. And then it just quickly dissipates away. But that is really good together. Okay, I'm gonna eat this and then have a dumpling after to see. I don't think we could have done better on the cauliflower. So that was around 30 minutes still then on the cauliflower to cook. We thought it would be quicker, but it wasn't. Pour out some of the sweet soy again. I'm happy. This is exactly what I wanted. And expected. $35 to $40. I probably spent to make everything today. It's like a lot of things I already had in the house. On everything that we made, I probably spent like $15, maybe less. Powerful nerd. I don't know. Sometimes I'm just lazy with chopsticks. If I can't get a hold of the food and it's possible for me to like stab into it to grab it, why not? The typical cook time for Korean food is about 20 minutes per dish. That's cool, Trev. I didn't know that. Okay, one more. And then we're good. We'll find someone to go raid. Oh, you're in New Mexico. So nice. Vastly different landscape than where I am in Canada. I'm so good right now, guys. Oh, I'm gonna eat it all. I'm gonna eat it all. I still have a little bit, what, 8 more to steam. And then I have to make more dumplings still. It's not that much food. I don't usually portion out more than what I would eat in a sitting. Okay, is that person still on that I found earlier to go raid? Let me just refresh this. They are. Fun. Okay, we're gonna go to a new stream because I've been having fun raiding new people lately. Kawaii Harati is with a J. Baking stream, sweet and savory bakes. It looks really nice and like organized, which I like. So let's go see them. And we will be back tomorrow, guys. I don't know yet because Julia had a couple things going on this weekend. Whether tomorrow we're gonna do our sewing and adventure day or if it's gonna be Sunday. So either way though, I'll be live. Just it might be cooking or it might be Sam's blanket stuff instead. I got some garlicky burps. Excuse me. Belch of approval for the chef, I suppose. Thank you. Thanks for being here, Greek. Thanks for being here, everyone. Okay, what did I say this name was? Kawaii Harati. Cozy Sunday stream. So Julia has work on Sunday. They're opening a new store of where she's a designer for in one of the malls here. So she just has to work a couple hours on Sunday. So that's why I said, well, I don't want you to like rush around on that day. So maybe Saturday would be better. I'm so happy to hear that, Luna. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow around 11 a.m. Pacific is when we always stream. And then I usually start about 10 minutes early to let people get organized and pop in. And yeah, not sure if you have Discord, but definitely join that. We have over 6 years worth of recipes from all of our streams. And yeah, just really fun place to hang out all together when we're not here. It's so good, White Dove. Like, you guys need to try this food. It was simple. It took a little bit of time to make, but really delicious. I can like tell I got the like sauce in the corner of my lips. So good. Julia is my best friend who is a fashion designer, Greek, if you've never seen her on stream before. So she's gonna help me with buying the fabric and learning how to use my sewing machine again, because I haven't used one since I was in my teens. Long time. Discord link, I got you. Oh, Michael's got you. Thank you, Michael. Okay, love y'all. Thank you for being here, guys. Thanks all the new follows, the gifted subs, resubs. It all means something to me, and the biddies too. Hope to see you tomorrow. Be safe. See you next time. Bye!